Hey. Hey! This Shy Guy is actually the Fonz. My commentary has been reduced to singing, and I didn't even sing to the right notes of the song, and I'm about to fall to my death, and that sounded really weird. I wonder what island that is in the back. It's secluded, it's very green. It kind of looks like maybe it could be that, that Yoshi track in Mario Kart Double Dash. Except it's a little bit too lumpy to be Yoshi, unless Yoshi suddenly got, like, tons of spots on him. What would that be? I don't know. If he ate a porcupine, then he would swell up like that and become really lumpy and have lots of tumors all over his body, and then that would be a correctly shaped island for Yoshi's Island. Yes. I am the most logical Let's Player of all time. So, let's see. I'm just curious to see what else lies in this wonderful, giant space land here. There has to be more to talk about. I mean, I have plenty that I can say. I actually have a little reserved list here of things that I could talk about, because I'm out of the loop with recording things, so I need a list this time. Blooper microchip. That microchip looks like a blooper upside down. And that looks like a giant purple USB strip. Oh no, that looks like a face. Looks like an old face, except sideways. Okay, never mind. But the countdown in the middle. Basically what that does is anyone who walks off the countdown causes it to go down by 1. And then, this gigantic Bowser Satellite of Doom will shoot... Have I talked about this yet? I hope not. Because that would suck if I did, and I would have to replace this commentary with something entirely different out of nowhere. But yeah, basically, it shoots a laser beam when the countdown reaches 0, and anyone in the line of fire immediately loses all the coins. I've just tried to record this a few different times, and it hasn't worked all those times, so that's why I'm just flusterbustered. I'm flusterbustered custard. Custard. Mustard. Potato. I'm here to cause trouble on behalf of Bowser. Everyone in Spaceland has a southern accent. You know, I mean, in WALL-E, that takes place 1,000 or something like that, 2,000 years in the future, everyone turned ridiculously fat, and that seems like a pretty logical theory for what could happen in the distant future. You know, everyone being morbidly obese. I could see that happening, because every day we don't have to do as much to do stuff. We don't have to do as much to do much. Why do they always go for me first? And they always succeed, too. Okay, but yeah. You know, as people get dumber, maybe everyone will talk in a southern accent. Something about southern accents, they just sound dumber than all the other accents, automatically. Although I've always thought that Brooklyn accents are, like, the most annoying for some reason. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm not saying that people from Brooklyn or people who have Brooklyn accents are terrible people, or that all of them sound annoying, but... No, but like in old shows, where there's some lady who has a Brooklyn accent and she just sounds really whiny, that's the worst. Goodness gracious. And that's part of the reason I don't watch old shows, or shows in general, because there's just too many annoying characters on TV. Regardless of whether or not it's a reality TV show, they are characters. Okay then, here's your star! Way to go, Donkey Kong, in a spacesuit, still wearing a tie! Also, have to point out that Toad does not wear a helmet, but he does have a spacesuit, and he's just got this weird... Yeah, he's just propelling himself upward with fiery gas from his behind. That's always good. And it's also worth noting that he is not wearing a spacesuit while he's on that little star space. But oh well. Mario, consistency, nah. 3, That's an ominous number. 3. 3 is almost the number of quarts in a gallon, because the number of quarts in a gallon is 4, as would be the case, because it's 4, and it's a quart. Also, it looks like the comet in the background is just right on Donkey Kong's behind. Behind is my favorite word now, apparently. He just got hit by the comet. Okay. Well, another thing I could talk about is that today I decided to play this random free indie game online, because I have this site that I've been looking at a whole bunch lately called Free Indie Games. It's just like, it's freeindiegame.es. That's how it's spelled. Let's see, where's the star? Star... I would have thought I was over here. Maybe it's at the bottom? Come on, oh there it is, okay. Down. But yeah, it's a site made by the same person who made V, and he basically just showcases random indie games that are free online that he's found, that have, whether they've come out recently or just ones that he suddenly discovered one time. And I came across one called Ebe, which is just spelled I-B, that's all there is to it, it's just I and B, and it's called Ebe. That's how it's pronounced. Kind of like the lums in Rayman are pronounced looms, which is, it doesn't sound as good, but it makes sense, I guess. Yeah, it's a very interesting game. I've been playing a lot of horror games recently for some reason, like horrific games like Slender and SCP-173, Stupid Crap Pile 173. And then Eve is not anything like those, but it does have a certain eerie feel to it that I think is kind of cool, actually. It has a lot of creative ideas in it, and it's very artsy. It's a very artistic game, because it's all about paintings, and it's all about this late artist who made lots of sculptures and stuff. I don't think that any of the paintings or the portraits or the sculptures or the artist, I don't think any of that stuff is real or based on anything particular, but it's still cool, and it's a cool game. I've already beaten it, and well, I've beaten one ending to it. Or two endings. It apparently has many different endings. Excuse me, why do you have to keep burping during recording? I like how Bowser's ship is an egg. Bowser is Eggman. This is officially Sonic. This is the Death Egg, I guess. Or whatever that stupid giant obvious Death Star ripoff from Sonic Adventure 2 and some other games is. The floating island is under fire again. I love getting shot by cannons that come from a ship with an overly pixelated design on the front. That's always good. That was a fail. This could be, yeah, that's like a Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing moment right there. And it really was Luigi just then. That was so instantaneous, such instantaneous death. Death served on a silver or gold or platinum platter on a stick. Oh no, who's in the line of fire? Someone's in the line of fire, it's probably me. I like how that it's just orange. It's just like an orange. That doesn't even look like a laser. It doesn't seem bright enough or powerful enough to be a laser. It just looks like someone used an orange highlighter and just spread it across the level and then just left it there. I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to... Oh, wait. Oh, I'm getting put way back. Oh, wait. Aw. I was hoping it would be a star, but I'm not going to complain too much. 20 coins is still more than I was expecting to get this turn. I'm thinking randomly about the part in Toy Story 2 when Al wakes up in a stupor and he just says, "No, officer, I swear." And then suddenly he realizes that he's not in his dream anymore, and that's just a funny dream for him to have. It's just like, oh, he's a criminal. That was a slight little hint at that he's a bad guy, even though we already kind of knew this, but a very unsophisticated bad guy who doesn't even realize his ways. Okay. Lights out. Once again, I think I have only one light in my room on right now. Oh, no, wait. Last time I had all but one light in my room on. Now I just have one light on. I have this really cool light in my room that's, it's just a lamp, but it's this bluish color. It's like slightly blue, mostly white. And I like it because it's not the typical... It doesn't have the weird, typical yellowish light to it like most lights do. I don't like those lights for some reason. I just like lights that have color. Which is why I used to have this lamp in my room that had 5 different lamp heads on it, and all of them were different colors, so they all made crazy colors in the room. But then for some reason the lamp heads started melting one day, so didn't work out so well. And I couldn't keep it. Oh wait, the music already stopped. Why did you have to get a Hammer Slammer Bammer minigame, Donkey Kong? Why'd you have to do that? You cut off the awesome music. The awesome epic music. Epic, because that's a word that you have to use all the time. Donkey Kong has a serious face on. And he only has to use one hand to hold a hammer up in the air and then whack it down with mighty force. That's Donkey Kong for you, always trying to be a show-off. He's the leader of the bunch, you know him well, and he's finally back to kick some tail. That doesn't rhyme. Although I guess... I used to think that approximate rhymes, or almost rhymes, or whatever they're called, are just... I always used to think that those were just a really cheap way of writing lyrics, but then I kind of discovered with Epic Rap Battles of History that you can do some really great things with approximate rhymes. I can't think of any immediate examples, but still. Yep, the next star is here. Give 20 coins to Toad to get the star. Because stars are so hard to find in space. And that was an awfully long level scroll just then. This might as well be Spaceballs. We might as well just spend 5 minutes scrolling the camera across the stage until we see the back end of it and then cut to a new scene. Move to the music! I love moving to the music. See, music is music made by cows. I'm done now. Yeah, I didn't know what that last note was. Da, da. You know, this song reminds me of something from Sonic Adventure. This reminds me of, like, you know, even the whole background reminds me of Twinkle Park. Something about this is just, like, exactly the same in my mind. No, Donkey Kong. Why'd you do that? I'm blaming you even though I did the same thing. Luigi, you need to stop splitting your legs like that. You're not gonna get any girls that way, believe me. Oh, last 10 turns, we're halfway through. Exciting. This game really has felt a lot slower than others, even though it's been taking less time. Also, what are these things? These look like they're supposed to be lights or something. Just this big thing right here. This looks like something that you'd see in a mall that tells you all the bulletins for where stuff is. Like just an advertisement, basically. And then whenever we're just on a screen, or no, yeah. Now it's a different screen. Now it's just a planet. It just switches between a blue thing and a green thing. Neither of which are particularly interesting. And I didn't even pay attention to where the star was, but... oh well. I'm okay with this. I don't think there's ever been a time when I've actually lost this board. Usually whenever I play this board with myself or with anyone, I win by a pretty significant amount of stars and such, but this time could be different. Spaceland is probably my favorite board in the game. It is the fan favorite board in general, but it's probably also my favorite board. Maybe because I win every single time. And if I lose this time, it'll automatically be my least favorite board.